Hello, my name is Kirsten McKnight.
My name is Keith.
Hi, my name is Kaya Barrett.
Hi, my name is Nia Moore.
Hi, my name is Zach Rambo.
My name is Jake Goldman. I have lived in the Park Heights community for at least 8 years. Some communities go from good to bad, from bad to better, from better to worse.
I think the history of this area has been sort of set in stone and has been going on for a very, very long time.
One thing I love about the community is the older persons that live. They generally want to see the best for the community, and so I still think there's a sense of fellowship with everyone. It's a melting pot.
In this area, we have the Fallstaff Improvement Association Incorporated, which is great at trying to keep the area strong.
I can tell you that the neighborhood has just exploded over the last dozen years or so.
And in this Fallstaff area, we have kind of like our own United Nations. We have people from you name it and we have it. And it's working.
You can take the Orthodox community and you can put them in the middle of any neighborhood and they would still pretty much keep to themselves. And then you have the African American community that has also been here for quite a long time. And I think that there is a real divide between the two.
It's tough because people will look at you and they'll ask you what your religion is. You'll say, I'm Jewish. Well, they're like, you're Jewish, but you're black.
I think people just don't have the interest to go outside of their own little interest groups.
People, when you live with people just like you all of the time, you don't get to know anything about anyone else.
African American and Jewish communities have always been together to some degree. Both groups have been persecuted at some point, and they've both been enslaved.
My parents are Holocaust survivors, and I always tell people who I meet out and about, I say, whoever's coming to kill me because I'm Jewish, if you're black, you're next in line. And whoever's coming to kill you because you're black, I'm Jewish, I'm next in line. So we got to stand together.
My whole congregation is black, predominantly African American. I have to explain to people what it is we do and how we're not so much different from all other Jews.
And we have similarities, large families, mother figures are important, faith is important. So I just don't get the whole race thing.
I've seen youth hang on the corners more than ever before. Just walking up and down the street with no concern, not sure what they're planning on doing, looking like they're trying to do something, but you really can't tell.
One time, looking out my window, I saw a young man that had a red bandana hanging from his back pocket. And I don't know that much about gangs, but I kind of did find out from watching the news that that was one of the signs that he may have been in a gang. And, he stopped somewhere near our house. And I remember, there were some young men that were hanging out across the street from us that were doing all the different things with their hands and all that type of stuff. So we went to a community meeting, and at the community meeting, they started to inform us about what type of gang activity was starting to come about in the community. So we asked them what we could do in order to prevent this from becoming more widespread. And yes, it did affect my children in a way that, I didn't want my children to be outside in the front where they like to play with their friends. We had to have them come in the backyard. I was afraid to step away from watching my children for any length of time, for fear that, whatever these gentlemen were doing out front would directly, cause them some type of physical harm.
So we started about a year ago immediate response anti-crime unit for this area that myself and a bunch of guys do. We have like 20 members, and we work very closely with Baltimore City Police, and we respond to calls, involving crimes. Once you hit Northern Parkway, it takes a real drastic turn. That's what we're trying to maintain. We're trying to maintain the calm. We're trying to maintain we give the message, bad guy, you cannot come into our community and do what you want, because when you do, we're going to be in your face.
My understanding is a lot of gangs are really crossing racial divides. So I think you can go into any neighborhood, in any community, and I think that you're going to find gangs based not only on race, but also based on friendships.
They're drawn to it because people from broken homes feel like it's a family, and they feel safe.
Every kid needs the same thing. Every kid needs to know that they've got an adult in their life that cares about them.
Every teenager needs to have a good time, a safe time. They need a social network. They need to be able to have friends who are similar to them, to hang out with, have a good time, grow together.
Be able to build more community centers or after-school activities that will help children out, because you got really a lot of good youth out there.
I don't look at kids, no matter how old they are and what they do, if they get involved with a gang, as being a bad kid, because every kid is looking for something to belong to.